Fishing trips anywhere, anytime. FishingBooker.com.
This episode is brought to you by Boat Trader, America's largest boating marketplace. Whether you're buying, selling, or upgrading, the Boat Trader app makes it easy. With the biggest selection of new and used boats from dealers and private sellers. Browse, compare, and even apply for financing. All in one place. Download the Boat Trader app and start your search today.
USAA knows dynamic duos can save the day, like superheroes and sidekicks, or auto and home insurance. With USAA, you can bundle your auto and home and save up to 10%. Learn more and get a quote at USAA.com/bundle. Restrictions apply.
Want to plan your next fishing trip without the hassle? FishingBooker.com is the best way to find and book a fishing charter anywhere in the world. Whether you're chasing trophy fish or just looking for a family day on the water, Fishing Booker makes it simple, fast, and secure. With thousands of experienced guides, verified reviews, and 24/7 customer support, Fishing Booker takes the guesswork out of planning. Visit FishingBooker.com and book your trip today. Fishing Booker. Fishing trips made easy.
The Outdoor Drive Podcast.
Oh, welcome to the podcast, episode 300. That's one away from 300.
All right, you got it. The intro's there. Steve did it. No, thanks, Steve. We appreciate it.
Yeah, I can't believe we made it this far.
How'd you know that's what we were gonna say, Steve?
Just predictable.
Hey, 300. I think you can figure it out, right? It is what it is. No, we're super excited to make it to 300. It's a blessing. It's definitely a blessing. We've been through a lot of craziness to get to this point. So we can't thank everybody enough that followed us and still listens to us. I mean, we have 7 followers that listen to us daily. So that's,
no, it's 6. I just checked.
Is it 6? Is it 6? Yeah. Oh, it's been a long time coming to 300 though. What episode did you start in with us? Do you know?
140-ish, somewhere around there.
So you have over 150 under your belt. What do you think? Yeah. What do you think for you, like coming on and starting and joining, and then to get to this point? Like, what do you think? Have you changed personally in those 160 episodes?
No, I don't think so. I just like to. It's cool to have a platform to be able to share your stories with.
Mm-hmm.
But my favorite part about it is just being able to be the one that gets to talk to the guests. Like, I love asking questions and learning stuff. So going from listening to podcasts before and listening to the questions that, like, say you would ask, and I'd be at work with my headphones and like, oh man, I wish we'd ask that, or like I would leave with more questions. So now being in the hot seat, I just can ask the question whenever I want. So
I think that, to be honest with you, Steve, like, it's one of the things I think that honestly being part of a podcast or, this platform, it's kind of made me better as an outdoorsman, right? Because you're able to ask those questions that some people have never been able to ask to some of the best people in the industry, and they ask, and then you kind of turn into, I mean, it's not that it's a lot, but it's a little bit, I guess. I see the smirk on your face.
You get better or worse? You might have got worse.
You think so? You think I got worse?
You might be overthinking it a little bit, or a little too much information.
No, that's from you. I'm overthinking because of you. No.
Or like something. You might need to get back to your roots.
All right, I'll go back to simplicity. That's right. But do you know what the other thing that the podcast has totally done for me as a human being is it's made me go above and beyond and try different things. Like, as far as like, well, look at us now, dude. We've full-fledged jumped into fly fishing, and it was something we probably maybe might, not to the degree that we had done it in the past, but like just do it a ton more. You know what I'm saying? Or or you got more into scrape hunting or saddle. You know what I'm saying? Because you're in it and you're asking those questions and you're part of it. So it definitely pushes you to be to that next step. It's definitely fun. It's definitely been a blast. I cannot wait for another 300 to see how much worse of a sportsman I can become in another 300 episodes. Right? Oh, yeah. We didn't.
Yeah. No, it is, like I said, it's cool to have a platform to share, especially like I'm a talker to begin with, right? Like I don't really love the camera. I'm not a tuber. I can't stand these yahoos out there that can just turn the camera on selfie mode like they're selling sham wows, and they're like, "Hey you guys, it's me again. Like, check out this perennial scrape I just found." And like, hold on, let me put my hat on backwards and be like, "Yeah, guys, what's up? It's your boy here." You know, like, dude, shut up. Like, you are so corny. Like, you're corny, right? And like, I'm not. Oh, let me turn my hat around backwards. That's one thing that you're never gonna see from me. Like, I'm not gonna put on a show. I'm not gonna be fake. I don't care how many listeners there are, who's watching. What you see is what you get. And anybody out there that knows me in real life and listens to the podcast knows I am the same person on this microphone as I am sitting on the tailgate, right? Like, I just not going to happen. And with that being said, some of those cornballs that are out there turning their hat around backwards, they find some success, right? Like they sell it like they're selling ShamWow, right? Like, but it doesn't really mean they know what they're talking about.
Right.
And there, I question some people's intent. Like, what is your intention? Like, are you trying to be famous? Are you like, what are you doing? And like, you're never gonna get that from me. I just tell it how it is. I play it how I see it, and I just do whatever I feel like doing. I'm not doing anything to be cool. I'm not doing anything to be sexy. I'm not doing anything to be famous. I'm just doing me and sharing it in this microphone.
Right, and I think that that was from the intent and purpose from episode 1 here, is just to enjoy the ride and just have fun and meet new people. Like, that's the most important thing, and like whatever comes our way or whatever we get to do, like, we just do it on our own. It's not like we don't care. We don't care if it even turns into anything. We just enjoy meeting on Thursday night with somebody new, shaking hands and going and doing things with those people. Like, that's what we love to do. Like, whatever happens. There was before, I mean, now, things have kind of changed, but like, we just enjoy it for what it is. It's not making or breaking us. Like, we don't care. Like, what does it do?
Yeah.
Like, just we are the same people, that we are right now is the same people that you will see us in camp. You will see us at an event. It's the same. I will say the same words today as I will say tomorrow, that I will say a year down the road.
300 episodes.
300 episodes. I've said the same thing in intro. We know that. Like, that's just.
I mean, another thing too is when it comes to potential guests, like who we would like to have on the podcast, and even the way I like to interact with the guests. I hope none of the listeners take this personal. I don't really think of it for them.
Right.
I'm not like, oh, we should book so and so because all the guests will like it, or we're going to get a bunch of people listening because of this guy. I want to talk to that guy because I'm interested in that guy, or I'm interested in that topic. And then, of course, there's a chance if I'm interested in that guy or that topic, then yeah, listeners are probably going to be interested too. Right. But like, selfishly, I want to talk to him. I want to talk about this topic. Like, I want to learn from this guy. And I think that's always the best path, because you're not trying to do something viral or trying to be, you're not manipulating the system to like get popular or controversial. It's just like, no, I'm interested in this, and this is what I want to have on, or this is who I want to have on, or this is what I want to talk about. And then the same thing, like, once we hit record and we get into these conversations with these guests, I'm not thinking like about the listeners. I'm not thinking like, oh, who's listening to this, and like, what should I say, or what should I do, or what should I ask?
What would
like,
they say?
I'm in my own zone, and I'm just trying to have a conversation with this guest. And And again, that's why what you see is what you get. Like
Right.
it's kind of like you kind of forget about that stuff. It's just about you and what interests you.
Yeah, and it's kind of what has grown us into the sportsmen that we are today, because we're able to ask those questions and have those people on,
Right.
and like,
Well, it's like we were talking the last couple of weeks about having, a couple, 3, 4 recent guests about fly fishing.
mhm.
It's like, man, might be a lot of guests out there that maybe not be that interested in hearing that much. Well, fuck them. Don't listen. Skip that. I don't know what to tell you, because you know what? We feel like talking about fly fishing.
Well,
And if you
there's
don't want to hear it, see you next week. You know what I mean? Like you can't spend the time trying to cater to everybody.
well there'd be
You just got
200 and something other episodes they could listen to that week if they didn't want to listen to fly fishing. Like,
right. And as a host and a
Mm.
co-host, you gotta have interest in what you're talking about. You can't just, hey, let's have this guy on and we're gonna talk for an hour about something we don't give a shit about. That's not gonna be a good episode.
I
It's
don't
just
think
not.
that we've ever really honestly had that. I don't think that there was like, we've pulled out some type of conversations, and I guess going into podcasting, like, there's some people that just, you have to try and strike that one chord. You have to find that one thing that gets that person to spark off and have a conversation. There's definitely been some times, and I've had it a handful of times, and you're like, dude, I don't know, man. Like, how did that podcast sound? Like, it was super like slow, and then you go back and you listen to it, and it really wasn't that bad. It was just you were living in the moment, and your palms are sweaty. You're like, did I ask the right questions? Was that good enough of a podcast? And in all reality, it really is. You just have to fine tune it, and it's kind of funny because there's a couple other podcasts out there that are, like political ones or whatever. They're super dry, and that's just, it doesn't interest me, and it's not really something that we talk about those things, but more on the controversial side. But like, to like go through and list off acts that are happening, you got the wrong place, because we want to be fully indulged in the conversation with what we want to learn. Because we're trying to learn at the same time that the guests are trying to learn and listen. We're doing the same exact thing. So that's
The funniest is when you have a guest on and it's their first podcast ever. And it's like, dude, I remember that. I remember the first podcast I ever did with you. And I just felt like I rambled for like 20 minutes, no interruption. You didn't say anything. I'm just like, yeah, I forget what I think. It might have been a Tales
it
from
was
the
a
Tailgate.
Tails. It was a
Yeah.
Tails. Yeah, it was
And
at
I'm just,
it was
like,
at my house.
I'm telling my story of like the whole hunt with like no interjection from you at all. Like, no, like, oh, then what happened? Or like just uninterrupted. And I'm just like, blah, 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 blah. And then you zone out and then you black out. And then like you feel like you're just like talking to nobody. And I remember after like the next day being like, bro, you can't release that. We have to do it again. Like, there's no way. That was terrible. And you're like, no, it was fine. I was like, no, it was terrible. Like, we're not using that. Like, let's re-record it. And you're like, no, we're using it. And then, so then now that I do this every week, we have guests on and you can see and hear it in their voice. Like, they're probably thinking the same thing. And you're like, no, it's fine. Like, you're good. Don't worry about it.
Well, I think the thing too, you have to remember too, this is the double-edged sword of this whole entire thing. Like, when you do a podcast, sometimes I would say 75% of the time, that one guest, the person is coming there to listen to that guest. So, and I find this with other podcasts, when you listen to them, you're like, bro, shut the fuck up. Why are you cutting him off in the middle of a story? Like, just let him roll. Like, he's on a roll. And, like, why are you asking? That's the dumbest ass question I've ever heard. And you just stopped him through his whole entire story. Like, why? What are you doing? That's stupid. But people are coming there to listen to that person. They're not coming to listen to me talk. Like, they're coming here to, well, I mean, some people maybe, I don't know why, but they're more or less coming to listen to that guest. So when they ramble on and they're telling their story, dude, like, they want to hear them, and the interjection has to be correct. When he like tells a story and he's like, oh yeah, I looked over here and there was a black bear, but then I turned the other way and there was that. And then you're like, whoa, time out. There was a black bear? Like, that's the kind of question like you would want to ask, not like, they'd be talking about their story, and they'd be like, "So, does your car have a
Do you think
Hemi?"
trail cameras should be illegal on public land?
Yeah, like, dude, it has nothing to do with anything, you know. Like, it's one of those things. But no, it's been a fun ride, dude. I'll tell you, to get to 300, if anybody actually knew the Scotch tape that held this thing together, they would be like, "Oh my god." But I guess everybody has that throughout, right? Everybody has those same things, and that's what makes it so good, right? But we just don't see them. It just looks good, and everything comes together, and all the good things happen, and the happiness, and it's just great. It's just like regular social media and being a buck hunter, and you're like, "Oh, he killed a 140 every year," but you didn't know that he did 250 sits to get to that 140 every year, right? I mean, that's the way that it goes. Oh, well, do you think we should bring in a listener? I think Bittman's still sitting back there. I don't know what he's doing. I think he's napping, drooling on himself or something. I can really see him in the background. Should we bring him in, you think?
Sure.
What do you think? You think he's got anything important to say?
We just had him on, and now he's what is he, like, full time? What are you like, the third co-host now?
Yeah, listen, I can come on as, you know, the other leg to this tripod.
Just fair warning. That's how I got suckered into this, you know.
Hey, whatever. That's how it goes.
You like the third
I got to be the guy to pick up the slack, you know. I got to be that guy.
Hey, you want to be like the third co-host, dude? It'll be like super chill, and like you can kind of just come and go as you please, and blah blah blah. Yeah, sure, man. Like that sounds fun. Here I am, 160 episodes, like permanent seat.
Here you go. You're sitting there 7 p.m. every Thursday. Nice job, bub.
You should have said no. See, you don't know how to say no. That's you.
I'm just warning you. I'm just putting it out there.
Just putting it out there.
You got to have more hate. You got enough caffeine and nicotine. You just got to have more hate in that.
There's no shortage of any of that.
I hear you.
Oh, Chris, you've been listening to the podcast for quite some time.
Yeah, I went back, like when you don't have anything going on. I wanted to like see how this all started. So like I went all the way to like almost the beginning, and I started to listen all the way through. Like I'm like halfway through now, and it's just funny. Like I have like a dozen questions about all the other guys that like you.
What about the old podcast, East Coast Bowhunting podcast? Did you ever listen to that?
No, nope, not that one.
Well, that's
just this one.
Well, that's good.
I don't know.
You know those days when I'm like,
I think East Coast.
I'm stuck in some like bathroom and like I'm installing tile or something stupid, and I'm just like, I can't listen to regular radio because it's too monotonous and they say the same songs over and over and over. So I just put you on and I just listen, and then it's like, there's times I'm like, oh my God, what's gonna happen next? Like, what's the next one gonna be like? And then, yeah, so it's pretty funny. It's funny that you've made it this far, I should say.
So surprising, super surprising. If you listen to East Coast Bowhunting podcast, I think that the entertainment was a little bit wilder, I guess, right? Like, what would you call it, Steve? Like,
it was different.
It was different.
It was different.
I'll have to dig through the archive. I have them on a hard drive somewhere, but some of them, like, we would do some crazy stuff, dude. Like, we had all kinds of segments. Maybe we should, Steve, you want a segment? You want to?
No, we've tried. You can't duplicate it. No. It was, back then, it was very organic and, like.
No, it was.
Yeah, it was, dude. It was good. It was
the ringleader. It was the ringleader at the time, dude. It was how fake he was.
Flow. When we try to do it, it just doesn't work. It just doesn't.
We had it written out. Like there was like written. It was Tom's in the green room. Tom Vital. So there was like we had written out like we would sit down at the table 25 minutes before the podcast and literally write up like a syllabus on how the podcast would go, and we would each have our own segments. Like mine, what was mine? I forget what it was called.
Fishing with Trev.
Yeah, foraging fishing with Trev.
That's me.
Yeah. Yippee!
What a nerd.
Or like little cartoon characters.
Yeah, it was super fun. We had such a blast. And then when that had kind of all went south, and some of you guys might know the story, and some of you guys might not. It was just craziness, and I'll tell you, over the past 6 years is like changed like tremendously. Like what it had started out as to what it is today. I think it's a little bit more serious, a little bit. We're still super fun and enjoyable. But, like, dude, before, like, how many people would come on and be like, you guys are clowns? Like, Steve would listen to it just for the entertainment aspect of it. Like, what are these idiots doing next? Like,
Dude, I'll tell you right now. I remember like it was yesterday. I want to say it might have been episode 1. If it wasn't episode 1, it was the first one I listened to. And, like, you and that other Muppet were, like, going in. It was, like, opening day of deer season, like, September 15th. Hot as hell.
oh, it was me
like,
and Ryan. Yeah.
No, it was definitely D-Bum.
Oh,
But
was it?
yeah, and like talking about like walking back there in your underwear because it was so hot, and like beavers were like slapping in the
Oh, that was it. Yeah.
down to like spot and stalk the sound in the water, and thought it was like a big buck, but it was really just a beaver. And I was like, these guys are idiots. Like, are these guys really deer hunters? Like, there's no way these guys know what they're like. It was terrible. It was terrible advice.
It was.
But it was entertaining. It was like, what are these idiots gonna do next?
Yeah. Oh, it was so much fun. It
And
really was.
Button does. It was like
He added so much craziness to the podcast. Like you didn't know what was going to come out of his mouth. When a guest was on, he would ask the craziest things, like, "What is your mother's name? And what country is she?" Like he would say the fucking craziest things ever and ask them most obscene questions, dude. I'm like, you don't have a clue what you're doing, do you? No, you don't. It was fun. It was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun. So what it's become today, and
Kind of like us when we're fly fishing.
what's that?
I said it's kind of like us when we're all fly fishing in the dark in the middle of nowhere.
oh my
We're like complete stupid idiots.
dude, we haven't even
we haven't talked about it.
this
No, we have
Yeah.
not. We have not talked about it yet.
Yeah, I don't remember
Yeah.
exactly what time it was, but it had to have been somewhere between midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. And I remember looking over at you guys, and I was like, well, this escalated quickly. Like, decide out of nowhere. Like, we barely know what we're doing in the daylight, and all of a sudden we're just like in the middle of the Farmington River at 1 o'clock in the morning in a spot that none of us have ever been to, in the dark, just slinging bugs. Like, yeah, we're gonna catch it at 1 in the morning in the dark.
Make it happen.
We did. Kill's gonna kill.
That's right. And Steve,
That's it.
and
Make
Steve,
it happen. Don't
Steve-
even know. Like we did, like stepping out. Like we could step one more time and just be completely swimming, and we're just like whatever, fling it. We don't even know. We got beavers slapping the water.
it was Sasquatch. I'm going with Sasquatch.
Yeah, it could have been.
It was
Could
not
have been those little wedgies.
because I turned my light on as soon as it happened. There was nothing there. It was not a beaver.
Dude, it was nuts. I almost got impaled by McAnswers in the chest in the middle of the night. It was, I don't even know what happened to us that night. Like, it was wild. Wild.
I almost fell in the water. I couldn't stop laughing when those things were going right at you.
Oh, I forgot about that.
You're squatting at them with you got your fly rod like you're like a sword, and you're just like trying to hit them away from you.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know.
You can't strip that up.
And then you turn on the light and they came at me even faster. I don't even know. Like, it was
Probably like, what are you doing in the middle of the river? It's dark out. You're not supposed to be here.
it's just
That was the best.
it's just nuts. But it's what keeps it fun and entertaining. Like, it's what it's really all about, dude, to be
Yeah.
honest with you.
You know, it sucks too because unless you have like a full-time, like I watch a lot of guys on YouTube and stuff that put out some good productions, and like you have to have like a dedicated full-time cameraman if you want to like
100%.
share that, because it just between the the ducks, the Sasquatch throwing rocks at me breaking Zach's rod.
I got the new tip today, so
Did
you got
he?
a brand new tip for that. Yeah,
I can't wait.
they said it was free, but it cost them like $65 to ship it. So I don't know what that's all about.
That's
the bear in
wild.
the back of your truck in the middle of the night. Or,
Oh, that was the best.
yeah, you can't make that stuff up.
No.
No, you can't.
Again, back to the
Nobody.
thing. That's the coolest thing about a podcast is like you get to go on an adventure like that, and then the following Thursday you get on here and tell
Talk
the
about
story, and somewhere out there someone's listening and laughing.
And telling you that that's not true. You're just telling stories.
Yep. Chris, what are the questions that you have to ask about? You said you had questions you had to ask about.
Oh my God, I can't even think of all of them now. Like what? Like what? What? How did you meet like the older guy? Like where was that guy from? Like that lived in Virginia or whatever.
So he was actually found by Derek. Derek found him originally on East Coast bow hunting. He was a guest. Had a ton of IT background, so we were going to take him on as a third co-host or potentially actually start another podcast. And then all this started to kind of go south, and with the old host of East Coast bow hunting, and then I ended up reaching out to him when this had all kind of gone, and I was like, dude, I know you wanted to be part of this. Like, we got like 3 days to put together a podcast. You want to be part of it, dude? It was nuts. It was nuts.
The old podcast shit the bed right before Harrisburg.
Literally.
So Trev's going into Harrisburg like between podcasts, and he's trying to show up at Harrisburg launching a new podcast that didn't have a name. It was just, it wasn't the Outdoor Drive yet. I can remember that like it was yesterday, Trev. We were texting all night trying to come up with names for the podcast. What about this? Nah, what about that? And then
Northeast
you're like Googling
Traditions
other names to make sure like somebody else wasn't out there using it. And like, dude, it's a big decision. Naming something as important as a podcast. And then I think it came down to like the night before. It like all came together, and it was like the Outdoor Drive, and he showed up at Harrisburg and was like, yeah, no more East Coast Bow Hunting podcast. It's now the Outdoor Drive, and it's me and this guy.
It was one of the craziest things of my life, to be honest with you. Like, that whole segment of my life, like, there was a point where, you know, the thing about that whole entire thing, and dude, we haven't talked about this in the podcast because we try not to stay away from it, but that whole entire thing, like
300, what are they gonna do? Cancel us now?
Yeah, well, it is what it is, and I don't care. What am I gonna do? Get sued? It doesn't matter. He should go to prison for life pretty soon, anyways. So they actually when this had all occurred. Now, mind you, we had all kinds of sponsors. We had the whole entire thing. It was like literally like right now I have to go in and like, okay, Steve has to go in and say that X, Y, and Z, that I'm going to jail, and he took over the podcast. And you have this in your mind, like, and that's literally what happened to me. Like, I have to go in front of all of these people that I've done tons of business with, had them on the podcast, their names on our brand. We've built this brand where, it was crazy. And I walk into this room of all of my peers, and I have to tell them that this dude did something so bad and is going to prison, potentially. And we are closing the podcast, but we've started a new one. And when I walked into the archery hall that day, man, it was probably one of the most stressful days of my life still to this day. Like, it was wild. Like, dude, just thinking about it just gets my heart racing because it was nuts. It was absolutely nuts. I mean, you're over 300 episodes on that podcast, and your life changes in the matter of a blink of an eye. Like, you have melted everything that you have into this, from being some fucking Nimrod that can't even carry a climbing stand into now we're sponsored by a saddle company. In my underwear. And, it's just nuts. It's just nuts. And it was crazy. And then, so then it morphed into this thing, and it's been fun. And what's kind of crazy is like we had going back to that whole Harrisburg thing, we literally had logos, businesses all signed up, and literally we brought it to attention to some marketing people in the industry that we had worked with, and they're like, you can't do Northeast. You had East Coast. Like, you're still tied, and it doesn't work. Like, you can't do that. And we're like, what? What do you mean it doesn't work? What? We just built a whole business on it overnight. No, it's not going to work. You got to do something else. So that's when we came up with the outdoor drive, and Steve was a huge part of it. Mardick, Madman, was a huge part of it and helping me in the scenes. I mean, he might not have been on the first 140 episodes, but he was right there by my side from day one. The manager. That was it. Madman manager, dude.
I used to call Trev after every podcast.
I'm going to bring Tom on, too, while we're chatting. He's just sitting in the gold room.
I used to call Trev after every podcast, and I'd be like, dude, don't do that anymore. Like, stop. Stop doing this. You got to do more of this. Don't get – that guy's terrible. Hey, you know who you should get? You should get this. Like, I was, like, sending him guests. Like, hey, reach out to this guy. Reach out to this guy. Yeah, do this. Do more of this. Don't do that. All behind the scenes. And then, like I said, I got roped in and been here ever since. Dude, the best thing about that – well, not the best thing, but the craziest story about that whole thing going down is this buck – here, I'm going to cover up Tom's for a second so no one looks at his. This one right here, I had just shot that one in November, and Trev's old partner was a certified Pope and Young scorer.
Oh, yeah.
So I met Trev at Center Sports one day, and I gave him that rack. It was just a skull cap because the hide was at the taxidermist. And he was going to give it – he gave it to his old partner to take it home to score it. So I'm like, all right, cool. All of a sudden, like 2 weeks later, when everything hit the fan, so Trev hits me up and he's like, "Hey, you going to Center Sports to shoot tonight?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "All right, I got something for you." I'm like, "You got something for me? Like, what the hell could you have for me?" So he's like, "No, don't ask." So I'm like, "All right." So I show up. Trev walks in with my rack, gives it back to me, and I'm like, "What is it?" He's like, "It's your rack." And I'm like, "Yeah, what's the score?" He's like, "All right. Don't ask. I can't tell you. I can't tell you. I can't tell you." And I'm like, you can't just give me back my rack with no score and not tell me why. And he's like, I can't say anything right now. I can't say. And then come to find out, this dude got in trouble, was about to go to jail. And thank God Trev got my rack back because I may have never seen it again.
No, there's some special edition bows that was given to that he. There's a lot of stuff that had gone missing in that transpire, but I made sure 100% that I got the rack back. Like, I threatened lives kind of thing. Like, I'm like, dude, I don't need anything else. Give me that rack back. Like,
did you? What's going on, guys?
What's up, Tom? How are you, buddy?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How are y'all doing?
Good.
Did you, like, on that same topic, it was all...
At Midway USA, we put customers first. The Nitro Express shipping system is icing on the cake. It was a big investment of time and money to take super fast, low-cost shipping to a whole new level. The Nitro Express helps ensure same-day shipping and low shipping costs. We hope you enjoy the Nitro Express. We built it just for you. For just about everything for the outdoors, go to MidwayUSA.com.
I'm Larry Potterfield with Midway USA. Thanks for your business.
Introducing the new Volvo XC90 with 7-seat versatility, Google built-in, and advanced safety features for all your precious cargo. The new Volvo XC90, designed for life. Visit volvocars.com/US to learn more.
Midway USA has everything you need for a successful day at the range. Load up your range bag with your targets, shooting rest bags, eye and ear protection, as well as magazine pouches, mag loaders, and basic gun cleaning supplies. Protect your favorite firearms with durable, hard, or soft gun cases, and bring along your tactical or shooting vest to carry additional gear and gadgets. Midway USA has all you need for the range, plus self-defense and safe storage products to ensure your guns and gear are well organized and secure for when you get back home. For just about everything for shooting, shop MidwayUSA.com.
With Facebook for a while, and then DEP got involved, DEP got involved. But like, there was some guy in Connecticut this past year that was running like I don't know if it's taxidermy or just butchering shop, and he took like 300 deer from guys, yes, to butcher them, and this happened last year. Like this was this past fall,
November.
November, and he took like 300 deer, and then DEP, and he didn't have any licenses or anything.
Yeah,
DEP came in and seized everything, and everybody lost all of their stuff.
I think it was a combination between not having proper licensing and credentials, but also I think the health department was involved.
It was both of them. Yeah, it was
meat was going rancid, and people were getting spoiled meat, and it was a shit show.
Yeah, so they came in, and literally every guy that sent a mount to him, they all lost them.
So if you don't have a taxidermy license, it's the same thing. There was a big thing with guys that had skull mounts and stuff. This dude was a Pope and Young measurer, and then everything went south, and then I ended up getting in trouble. Which he was my old partner on the old podcast. That's what we were talking about, and it's just wild, absolutely wild. It just crazy.
So what happened? The older guy got involved, like, because he just stepped in.
Yeah, so I had just reached out to him and was like, hey, listen, dude, we have to do something. We have a listener base and a business and a brand that, like, we can't just go south on it. Like, what are we going to do, man? We built this thing from the ground up. Like, what are we going to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to – Harrisburg's about to be in a week, and, like, we're going there. Let's release this new podcast, this new brand, and I still have all the platforms, so we'll just – bring the podcast right there with a new name and reface it, and that's literally what we did. It was just wild.
So where did he, like, what, he just kind of fizzled out, and then this crazy guy in the top corner here, like, he stepped in.
Yeah, and this is the thing, man, with a lot of this stuff, and one of the things that I've kind of realized through the years is that we all have different intentions and different wants in life, right? Like, it's a commitment to do this every single week, every Thursday, getting gas. It's stressful. There's a little bit of background, kind of like, not bickering or whatever, but like,
What'd you say?
What's that?
What did you just say?
Like, there's tension, right? Like sometimes, like,
I fucking hate this kid most of the time. No, seriously, like, full disclosure, like, you guys as listeners, like, have no idea, like, sometimes, like, the stress of, like, who are we gonna get for guests? Like, you don't want the same old guests, you don't want to repeat the same guests, you're looking for new things. Like, what interests you? Feedback.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I think it's final. And like, TT.
Hold on. Go ahead, keep going.
So like the stress of, like, keeping the schedule, and like me and Trev, like, share a calendar. So every time we, like, schedule a guest, it goes into the calendar, right? So, like, you start looking at the calendar and you're like, "Oh shit!" Like, who are we gonna have Thursday? We don't have anyone for Thursday night. Like, we got to get somebody. Now you're scrambling and you're trying to book somebody, and, like, that never ends. Like, every Thursday. And every Thursday you need a guest. So, like, when a new podcast comes out every week, like, you don't realize how much goes behind making sure there's something lined up to drop every single week.
And we all have normal
and on
jobs.
top of it, like, you have full-time jobs.
Yeah, it's a lot.
You have full-time jobs. Like, you got to work, and then, like, on top of it, like, you're trying to do this as, like, fun.
And life on top of it. Like, you have birthday parties. For some reason, I always have a birthday party, like, once a week.
Dude, his nephews had like 700 birthdays this year.
Guys, I have a 3-year-old daughter. I'm going to 3 different birthday parties this weekend. 3.
It's a lot. Like, life is just crazy, and then you just try to get it all done. It's a lot, man. It's stressful. It really is, because you're running. You have a normal 9 to 5 grind, right? We'll call it a 9 to 5 grind, and then this is its own 9 to 5 grind on top of it. It doesn't seem like it, but just preparing, getting guests, making sure, going here, going there, doing this, doing that. There's a lot, bro. Like, it's tough, but it's fun. It is rewarding in the long run. Like, we get to meet a ton of great people. It's all worth it in the long run. And the thing, too, you have to remember, this is the biggest thing about this whole entire thing, and one thing I've learned from day one is you have a lot of alpha males. So everybody that's involved, and we've tried taking a lot more people on, and when you start to have too many people, it gets overbearing, like to the T. Oh, Johnny Simonetti just jumped in. I'm going to bring him in.
Too, Johnny can probably speak to this. Not to mention, too, is you always have the potential of like a planned guest canceling at the last minute, backing out. And it could be like totally understandable. Like, oh, we're having Tom Vinyl on tonight at 7:00. And at 6:30, Tom texts and says, oh, my 3-year-old daughter's puking and she's sick. Like, I'm not going to be able to podcast tonight. Okay, Tom, like, we understand, dude. Take care of your daughter. Like, good luck. Like, hope everything works out. But at the same time, now me and Trevor, like, what are we gonna do? Like,
that didn't actually happen though.
No, I was just using you for an example. But now it's 6:30, and me and Trevor have no idea what we're gonna do for a podcast at 7. So now we're scrambling, and we're like, "Yo, what up, Dylan? You busy?
What's happening, boys? What's happening? What's happening,
Dude, any one of those fancy like little catchphrases like you guys got, like East Coast Trev and Madman, like. It just says my name in there. Like I need like just one of these little catchy like phrases under my name. It's bullshit.
So we had Johnny Simonetti jump on with us and Mr. Dylan. I can't say his last name, so we can't.
It's Fink Bonner. It's hard to pronounce. It's a pain in the ass, but yeah, it's Fink. Just call me Fink for short.
Dylan Fink. No, I bet you Johnny can definitely relate to that too, with getting guests and making sure that they're on at the right time and doing the right thing. He runs the Average Joe podcast, so.
Look, he's all professional with real mic.
I was literally just riding around looking at Velvet Deer, and I looked down at my watch. I was like, shit, dude, I got to get on this thing with Trevor real quick, make an appearance.
Johnny.
Yeah, dude, go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Yeah, it can definitely be a pain. Yeah, without a doubt. Average Joe's Hunting Podcast. And I wanted to let everybody know that you all were on episode 21 of our podcast. So, you know, I knew we'd enjoy the hell out of it. I was trying to watch your live before I was trying to get down here and get set up. I've been with Trev from day one.
Yes, he has. Johnny has.
So, yeah, it's been a lot of fun, brother. Congratulations on 300 for sure.
Thanks, Johnny.
Yeah, that's a milestone, man. That's something to be proud of, dude. There's a lot of guys out there doing the same thing, and I see a lot of guys, pounding it week after week with stuff and good content at that. But it's hard to stay persistent, man. And I just want to congratulate you guys for that right there. Pretty badass.
Thank you, Dylan. We appreciate you, man. You've been with us for a long time and friends and hanging out and doing things and going places. We appreciate you, Dylan. We really do.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Johnny's been with us since day one of East Coast Bow Hunting Podcast. Johnny has been through it all, just like Steve. And
Johnny knows the story about you guys going in the woods in your underwear chasing beavers. For sure.
Dude, I was busting my ass trying to get down here. I tried to pull the link up on my computer. I couldn't get it pulled up on my computer, so I finally got everything. I've got everything running through my system here. So I'm on the phone, but it's working, so I'm good.
Poor Johnny. We call him Johnny the Hype Man because that's what he was. He was always a hype man for Tattooed in the Wild and that kind of stuff. So Johnny's been through it, hung out with us all, and seen it all from day one. The nightmares, the craziness. So.
And I have the shirts to prove it.
You still have East Coast Bow Hunting Podcast T-shirts?
I have that. I still have the button doe shirts. I got it all.
So they don't know. Some of these guys might not know about the button doe thing. So when the host had gotten in trouble, we made a button doe T-shirt because he had killed a button doe, and literally button buck. Well, it was a button buck, but he called it a button doe.
2-year-old button doe.
Oh,
button
double throat
doe.
patch. Double throat patch.
2-year-old button doe.
And he was chasing Fabio. Oh, the days. Oh.
No, the best one was Bambi's mom was a management doe.
That was my favorite.
Bambino. Small Bambino.
Yeah.
I have that shirt too, brother.
That's a good one. That's a real good one. So I guess I'll ask you guys round table too. Like, what do you think that, I know we were talking about struggles and trials and tribulations in the podcast, but what are some of your guys' struggles, trials, and tribulations in the outdoor world? That would be one of my questions to you guys. We can go around table. Start it off with Chris. Or Steve, you want to jump in and do it?
My biggest trial and tribulation or struggle, I would say, is trying to, if we're just talking outdoors and not life in general, is balancing everything that you need to do because you always have to be ahead of the next season. So trail cameras are out now for next fall, but then, there's a lot of overlap between fishing season and like I'm sure Tom's shaking his head, right? Like, Tom, you need to get your trail cameras out, but the tuna are biting.
I got cameras out already, and we caught a 85-inch giant yesterday.
Right. But that's the balance I'm talking about, right? Is like juggling between life and when the cameras are going out and trying to fish, or, you should be turkey scouting, but there's still ice and I want to go ice fishing, but I'm, and just trying to juggle, staying in the moment, but also staying ahead of the next season that's coming.
How about you, Chris?
To be honest with you, like, it's not taking it so seriously. Like, all these deer, like, behind me, just come with a lot of time, and you get very, like, psychotic about it, and it's just like, it's all you think about. So it's like, you have to keep it fun, like, because if you don't, you get burnt out real quick, and then it almost becomes like a job. Like, you're going in the woods because of a specific deer because you think that deer is going to come through, and it's just making it fun. We're out there for fun, and we're out there because it's a hobby, and we're out there to do certain things, to relax and get away from the grind of the everyday bullshit we deal with. So it's just a struggle. Like, I get when I'm not seeing the deer and I'm not seeing the animals I'm looking for, I get like, what's over there, what's around the corner, what's on the other flat, the other ridge, what's in that cover, and it's like, I start getting to a point where, like, work is the second thing, like, I don't even think about it anymore, but it's like, you have to go, you have to work. It's just to make it fun, like, because it cannot get fun after 3 days of sitting all day, freezing cold, rain, whatever. It starts to get like, this sucks. So it's like, just finding the balance of fun to being very competitive, like, now, like, to show stuff. Like, before, I never had anybody to show it to. It was just like, it went in the basement, and that's where it went. It was my personal, like, I don't know, achievement. So now it's like, I can show you knuckleheads. So now it's like, oh, I got to shoot something because I want to show it to you dummies. It's like, so yeah, it's making it fun, because it cannot be like, he's out looking for a velvet deer already, driving around, like, looking at, I mean, it's like, where does it stop? Like, we're already looking for him. It's July. Like, we're trying to fish. Like, it's just, it can get crazy. So it's just making it fun.
I got you, Trev. So I think the hardest thing for me is like thinking about and trying to remember, like, you need to be in love with the process, not the result.
100%.
So the process has to be what you live for. Like, the result is awesome, and that's great and everything, but like, you really need to love the process of what you're doing. You got to love every step of it. You got to love scouting. You got to love making your mock scrapes. You got to love prepping your whatever you're doing for fishing or hunting or anything of that stuff. And there's so many hours and so much time in the woods. You got to love. Okay, I had literally like 4 days in a row that I sat 4 days in a row that I didn't see a deer last year. And like, you can get discouraged. I think you just got to keep it in your mind. Like, man, you just need to love the process and not the result, because if you just love the result, you're not going to love hunting, or you're not going to love fishing,
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Well, there's two things there. If you first day, first hunt, you walk out of your truck, you're walking your tree stand, there's a big buck stand there, you shoot it.
Yeah.
All right. Like,
Doesn't mean as much.
No, but if you're after the same buck for 2 years and you're moving trail cameras and putting in mock scrapes and scouting and trying to find his sheds, and then finally on day 27 he walks by, makes a mistake, and you kill him, that's a dump, dude.
I absolutely agree. When you hunt a deer, like, you know, a single target deer for 40 sits or whatever it is, and you know, you finally see him at the end, it makes it like just so much better, like the whole process. But
there needs to be some suck in there. Got to suck a little bit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, there is.
Well, then the other thing I was going to say about that too is if you're 4 or 5 days in grinding first week of November and you're just not getting the results you want, it's real easy to pack it up and be like, screw this, man, this sucks, right? But if you put in all that work and you scouted like you were supposed to, and you ran the cameras and you found the sheds, and everything you've done and all the hard work you've done has pointed for you to be in this tree on this day on this wind, it's a little easier to stay in that tree because you have the confidence that I've done the work, the deer's going to show up, just stay. But if you haven't done the work and you're not vested, it's real easy to get out of that tree and head back to the truck and say, I don't know, I suck.
Yeah.
Yep.
How about you,
We
Johnny?
all suck. It's just we got to make it suck look good.
How about you?
To me, I think for me personally, you know, here in my area is keeping private hunting ground. I'm not a big. I've never been a big public land hunter. You know, a few years ago, probably about 5 or 6 years ago, I know Trev knows the story. You know, I lost one of my big properties. It was like 148 acres or 38 acres, and I mean, it was prime hunting. It was really good. I lost it, and I kind of got into a depression that year, and I didn't hunt much. And then, like 2 years after that, I lost my other property that I had, which wasn't a very big property. It's just a very good property. The hardwoods wasn't a whole lot there, but agriculture fields all around it. So they traveled through the hardwoods all the time, and I lost that for a year. And the following year, I didn't even hunt. I've never been a big public guy. And then I just acquired this property back this past season, and I didn't get to hunt a whole lot. I managed to kill one deer, a little, 2.5-year-old basket rack. Got my heart pumping. That's all that matters. You know, you listen to the podcast and Trev knows I don't care. I'm not going after score. I'm after meat. Hell of a turkey property too. But I think for me, that's been my struggle, is keeping private ground.
What about you, Dylan? What's your struggles?
Man, I'd say just my schedule with with the guiding and everything that I do, and just finding the time to actually, hunt for myself when I don't have clients and actually be successful, or just feel like I'm in, a hot spot, So another thing, that I'm competing with too is now the natural game laws and stuff for our state of Delaware, where you're not allowed to run any cameras or anything like that, and they don't even really want you in the woods at some of these places. And it's same like Maryland, I do some stuff over in Maryland, and they don't even have any scout yet. They have 2 scout days, so you're allowed in there those 2 days to scout and look around.
Wow.
So it really does. It contradicts what you're doing and your time that you have to get in the woods. Plus, like I said, my schedule is pretty pounded, with clients and stuff during the season. So it's really hard to try to find time to get in there, or when I want to be in there, prime time November, I'm stuck in camp with a bunch of clients, trying to get them in the woods and let them be successful, but late season was key factor for me this year. We got some good weather, and we had a good snow, which we haven't had good snow in years, and I just knew it was going to be nice. I didn't have a deer to hunt. I've been hunting a really solid one all season on public when the time that I had, between clients and stuff, and with not being able to run cameras and stuff, not being able to, keep up with where he was from last season, I kind of lost him. And I think it was early muzzleloader season. I had clients in Maryland, and a guy ended up shooting him just on the outside of the public land that I was at, where I was hunting. Beautiful deer, man. It was, split G2 on both sides, 12 corner. It was just magnificent, man. It was a stick on some of these things, man. I find awesome deer, and I always can either get on them or just something stupid happens, But that's the way it goes, man. That's what keeps me after them, and I just love the grind of it too. So
So
can't beat it.
I'm sorry, I don't mean. So Dylan, the deer you're talking about, that wasn't one of your clients, or was that one of your clients?
No, it wasn't one of my
Okay.
clients. I was hunting
Oh,
this. I
dang.
was hunting this one deer, and in Delaware here on public land. I'd missed him, so he was killed this past season, and the season before, I hadn't been running any clients. I wasn't working for an outfit at the time. I just had some time off, man, and I was on this deer's ass like crazy, and he came through one time, and I just wasn't ready for it, and it was tail end of the season. I got all spooked up, and man, I sent one right over his back, and I never seen him. That was the end of the season, so I was upset about it, and I was like, whatever. And he was a good deer then, really good deer, and I was like, I'm gonna find a shed. So I beat in there, dude, tore the swamp bottom up, like just completely. Ended up picking up one side, and then another guy I know found his other side. So at least I got one side from him. And then this season comes along, and like I said, I was kind of playing a cat and mouse game. I'd found him once in the field early season when he was in velvet, and I was like, man. And he was completely way far away from where I was hunting him, prior. And season rolled around, and I pressed into where I normally was hunting for him, and hunted hard, man. I had some really good encounters with some really good deer. I almost shot one of them, but it was raining really bad one night. The conditions weren't right for me. I didn't think I would ever find him, so I just let him go. And so I was really had my mind set on that one, and I had clients come in October, and I had to go over to the Eastern Shore, Maryland, and do some stuff and run those guys. And I was looking on Facebook, and I ended up seeing a picture of them, and I was just like gut wrenched, dude. I was like, man.
Oh, shit.
Oh, it's the
But
worst.
it happens, dude. And I ended up reaching out to the guy that shot him. Man, he was, dude, just a real great guy, and he deserves it, dude. He totally deserves it. He's been hunting super hard, and he had pictures of him as well, and had been on his tail for like the past 2.5 years, watched him and stuff like that. I showed him the sheds I had from him, and it was neat, man. It was just went full circle completely. So I wasn't
deal.
upset. Got to see him shoulder mounted and shit. It was pretty badass.
That's
cool.
When did they start the no trail cameras on public?
So that went in this season. This past season, we were not allowed to run trail cameras in Delaware on public land.
Starting when?
This season right here. This season.
Shit.
How do you feel like that? How do you think that's going? How does it affect you and the way you hunt? And how do you think it'll affect everybody else?
Well, man, I love a camera. I will not lie to you. I love the trail camera, and I've got some. I'm literally looking at my screen right now. They're just popping up left and right. I've got some on some private property. I'm watching deer on them. I love them. But I will say this: since now you're not allowed to run them on state land and stuff like that, I'm not seeing a lot of guys really scouting either. So I'm in the woods and I'm pressing, man. I'm booting around. I'm finding scrapes. I'm setting up my scrapes. I'm hanging and banging, but I'm not seeing any other pressure from any other people. I'm not running into guys in the parking spots. I'm not, nothing. So I haven't, and even some of these spots I hunted last year, I was talking to some of the park rangers and stuff too. I'm like, hey man, you ever see any other trucks over here? And he was like, no, dude, you're the only one I've ever seen over here. And I'm like, well, that's great, because that means I've got this whole block of woods to myself.
Yeah.
But for that question there, I'm not seeing a lot of guys. I do a lot of riding around. I do a lot of glasses from the truck. I ride every night. I'm blessed. I live next to a lot of great public lands and parklands, so I can ride around every night and do that stuff. But I don't see any other guys doing that either. So it all depends. It's mainly gun hunters here, dude. A lot of guys. Bow hunting isn't a big thing, and that's pretty much what I'm geared around. So shotgun season rolls around, early muzzleloader season rolls around, you'll start seeing people hunting around public land. But they're hunting the mass woods and stuff like that. I'm hunting these small blocks that are, just surrounded by agriculture, whether it be corn, soybeans, sorghum. That's what I mainly focus on. A lot of creek bottoms and stuff like that. But no, I mean, I don't really think it's not affecting me. It's not affecting me because I'm putting my time in.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a lot of guys that are boohooing on Facebook and stuff like that, saying, "Oh, we don't have the deer," or I only killed a spike horn," or this, that, and the third, which is whatever, man. That's great. But if you want to be successful, you got to put the time in. It's not something you're going to gain overnight, and it's not something you're just going to walk right into the woods and grab a hold of.
Right.
You got to put your time in for it.
Right. And if you rely on cameras too much, and they get taken away, you're in trouble, right?
Man.
And like I'm like you, like I love a trail camera. Like I will run the piss out of trail cameras if
They're
you.
good. They're good to give you intel, pictures at night, deer you haven't seen, whatever, on a corn pile, on a mineral site. But like if I'm gonna run a camera, right now I've got 4 cameras out right now, and I've got them all on mineral sites, right? So like I'll start making mock scrapes here soon. I probably should have been doing that, but I'll start doing it here soon. And then I'll start putting cameras on those mock scrapes, and that's where they'll stay. You know what I mean? Because like I'm really big on scrape hunting. I could care less what a deer's doing on a corn pile or on a middle site or anything like that.
Right.
But I mean, yeah, they're great for like I said, intel, time of day, whatever. If you are a corn pile hunter, and you've got them down to a science or a schedule, you can go in there and get it done on a corn pile on a camera. But that's not how I'm utilizing mine.
Right.
So the ones I have on my private property pieces, trails, scrapes, or mock scrapes, and that's how I'm running those. When I was running them on public land, it was pretty much 99% scrapes, But now that I'm not running them, I just put all my time in there, and I put a lot of time in over scrapes and creek bottoms, places they're going to cross. We're real flat here. There's no structure, so it's not like they're running ridges or there's nothing like that. So it's real flat. They're all flat-foot deer. They travel creek bottoms real heavy this time of year through September into October. That's mainly what I focus on.
Yeah. Hold on one second, Eric. What are you wearing?
Don't even. You guys.
What are you wearing right now?
Oh, he's lagging.
You're lagging.
He's lagging.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, you're such a lag.
You're such a lagger. We kicked him out.
He'll kick back.
Let him fix his camera gear. I can't. Is he really wearing a blue button-up T-shirt on purpose?
I can't believe you're wearing that.
How can you go out in that? Oh, he's in the north woods of Vermont.
And we can't hear him either.
Oh. That's right. We'll kick him out anyways. I was going to ask him what his struggle was, but I guess not. Oh, Dylan has feedback. Dylan's the feedback culprit.
Yeah. Dylan, you sound like crap.
Probably.
Oh.
I'm sitting out here in a cornfield, dude.
Just to kind of wrap up what you were talking about with the trail cameras is, I feel like there's a lot of people out there that rely on them too heavily, and if you take them away, they're lost. They're clueless, right? Yeah. And for me personally, of course I'm going to use them. I'm going to use as much as I can, but I'm not saying I want them to take them away on public land, but if they did, I kind of feel like advantage me.
Wouldn't you think it'd be advantageous to a more experienced, dedicated hunter? They did take them away. So if they took them away on public, I've never hunted public land once in my life, but you gotta imagine if they took them away and you grind harder, you're gonna do better than anybody else because that just it field so much.
Right. That's why I'm saying if you're gonna let me use them, I'm gonna use them. But if you take them away, it won't break my heart. It's going to be advantage me, and it's not going to help out the guy that didn't put the miles in the winter and didn't do the scouting. He's lost.
Right.
So like I said, I'm not rooting for them to do it. I hope they don't do it. But if they do,
It would probably help you.
I'm be all right.
Well,
Yeah.
well, think about
Yeah,
it.
I'd
Like,
be fine.
yeah, well, that's the whole thing is that a lot of us started off with no trail cameras to begin with. So, like, to go back to no trail cameras, I know all of us in this room right now all still have very good woodsmanship. That it's not a big deal. It doesn't bother me. Like, yeah, it sucks, but we can get our way around the woods.
Yep.
Yeah, it is what it is, man.
The thing you got to be careful of is like slowly being softened by technology too, right? Like it's easy to be like, oh, I got woodsmanship and I can do this and that, but it's like, yeah, but I've also been using trail cameras for what's it been now, 15 years? They've probably been around, maybe something around that, and like using Onyx and like, oh, where am I at? Where am I headed? And like you're constantly looking at your phone and stuff like that. Like when was the last time you actually fully exercised your woodsmanship to like the full potential without using technology at all?
I feel like if they were to take the Onyx away from me, I would be in trouble.
I would be in trouble
Onyx
without
away.
Onyx, and I'm hunting private ground that I've hunted for 20 years.
I'm done.
Yeah,
dude.
It's tough.
I love Onyx, man. I use it too much.
Me too.
I might have told this story before on the podcast. I forget. It was a while ago, though. But I can remember. I'm old enough to remember not having Onyx. And
Oh, hell yeah.
there used to be this. I'm sure it's still out there. There's this website called mytopo.com, and you could look at topo maps, but you had to pay for them if you want. Like you had to like pay for it, and they would like mail you the topo map.
Yeah.
But I was like way too poor to pay for a topo map, but you could like print out like a little like 4-inch by 4-inch like like a demo of the map. So I would like print it out, and then I'd like move the map to the right, and I'd print it out, like 16 different little squares, and then I would cut them all out, and I would like scotch tape them together, and I'd make my own full size like topo map. But even that was like, it was cool because I could see the topo lines and the streams and the swamps and stuff. But it's not like Onyx; it doesn't tell you where you are. So you still had to be a map reader to be like, oh, I'm on this ridge now, and like, oh shit, dude, it was like, I don't know, I thought I was like FBI or something like that with my little put my little map and all that shit. Yeah,
Eric's back. Is he
I ain't
working?
lagging now.
What are you wearing? You look like
it's my dinner shirt.
You look like you're dressed up ready for the weekend.
I'm just getting ready to go out with the family to a fine dining restaurant, you know?
He's talking shit.
What's that about, Trev?
Talking shit.
I thought that you were going to dress up for this occasion. 300?
So do I need to go put a tie on? I can go put one on real quick.
Johnny.
Yo, backstory: Mohegan Sun, Connecticut Outdoor Expo. Trev's, we're all down there hanging out. Trev's like, "Oh, well, I can't hang out all night, guys. I got a fancy dinner tonight." Guy comes back with an oversized polo, wrinkly, and faded blue jeans. With his New Balance sneakers on, and we're like, dude, what are you doing?
What are you wearing right now?
That shirt should be burned immediately.
I'm gonna mail it to you.
Oh my god! I had never laughed so hard in my life that night. I was crying.
That's good shit.
I figured he would have, when he showed up afterwards and we were having a couple drinks, that he would have at least changed it.
Want to plan your next fishing trip without the hassle? FishingBooker.com is the best way to find and book a fishing charter anywhere in the world. Whether you're chasing trophy fish or just looking for a family day on the water, Fishing Booker makes it simple, fast, and secure. With thousands of experienced guides, verified reviews, and 24/7 customer support, Fishing Booker takes the guesswork out of planning. Visit FishingBooker.com and book your trip today. Fishing Booker. Fishing trips made easy.
For almost 50 years, Midway USA has been America's go-to source for just about everything for shooting, hunting, and the outdoors. Go to MidwayUSA.com to see our latest deals and promotions and take advantage of our super fast same-day shipping. If you need a cooler, a new fishing rod, another rifle, ammo, or a reloading press, you can find it all at MidwayUSA.com. Thanks for your business.
Want to plan your next fishing trip without the hassle? FishingBooker.com is the best way to find and book a fishing charter anywhere in the world. Whether you're chasing trophy fish or just looking for a family day on the water, Fishing Booker makes it simple, fast, and secure. With thousands of experienced guides, verified reviews, and 24/7 customer support, Fishing Booker takes the guesswork out of planning. Visit FishingBooker.com and book your trip today. Fishing Booker. Fishing trips made easy.
I didn't really have a choice. Went straight from dinner to drinking beers with you boys, and I guess what's better than mean friends? I don't know. I don't know what's better than that.
We keep you honest.
At least we're honest.
Oh, Eric, what are your struggles in the outdoors?
But it would have looked better.
What are your struggles in the outdoors, Mr. Eric?
Every day. No, I think mine. I was listening to a lot of you guys. I mean, you guys hit a lot of the spots there. Just having the time, juggling between work and your everyday social life, and then
You can
find the
say
time
golf.
to get out in the woods.
You can say golf.
Oh yeah, with me it's golf, but most of the time I don't golf with Steven anymore.
That's because he's practicing to beat Steven. That's why he's.
Yeah, keep practicing, bub.
Yeah, I don't think I can get enough practice in.
We know that there's no big deer up there up north, so golfing might be your
I've only
sport.
sent you a couple small ones, but
No
you don't
turkeys
need to
either.
hear those. Yeah, no turkeys. But there's some weird stuff that happens when you go ice fishing.
Yeah,
Squatch. You got a squatch hunt up there.
Yeah. No. No, just like I said, just everyday stuff basically for me. I work on the road all the time, so not being home to set out the cameras and like being able to like spend the extra time I'm sure most guys get depending on their workload, being able to go out after work or something, it's harder for me because I work 5 days a week on the road. So that's my biggest struggle.
I think that balance is the hardest part. It's 100% the hardest part. For the majority of my life, I didn't have to worry about that balance, and now having a 9-to-5 job and like now I feel what everybody else feels when it comes to that balance. Like it's the hardest thing in the world. Like especially, I mean, now the good thing is that a lot of states have now gone to that Sunday hunting. But before, when we didn't have fully Sunday hunting, I don't know if Johnny, are you guys Sunday hunting in Virginia?
Yes.
Yes.
I think Pennsylvania just said something too, right?
Yeah,
They just passed it.
Connecticut just passed it like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Oh, no kidding.
Private.
Connecticut 2 weeks ago just passed Sunday hunting.
So
just private.
Very good.
Just private, but that's
it's
important.
About time.
It's important though, right? Like, especially for those that But the question, the flip side of that is, do you think that diminishes the deer herd by having that Sunday hunting?
No.
I think it needs it. I mean, I don't know too many states that that's going to hurt their population. And something else that just came down just this year here in Virginia, I'm on the west side of the Blue Ridge Mountains. Now on the east side of the Blue Ridge Mountain, when rifle season comes in, I think it's the second week of November. Rifle season comes in. On the west side of the Blue Ridge, their rifle season stays in until the end of the season, which is like the first Saturday in January. Well, with me being on the east side of the Blue Ridge, we literally had 3 weekends to hunt. I'm a weekend hunter. I can't hunt during the week. Like you said, I've got a 9 to 5 job. Even though I only work 4 days a week, but they just passed this year. Instead of us having a 2-week season, we now have a 4-week season here on the west side of the Blue Ridge, and I am freaking so stoked.
That's awesome. Like that's a huge achievement to be able to open up the season like that.
Yeah, and you can kill a doe every day, and right now we're back at. You can kill 2 deer a day. It can be your 2 bucks. We're still only allowed 2 bucks on the west of the Blue Ridge. East side get 3 bucks a year, but you can kill both of your bucks the same day. 2 deer a day, and it's a doe day the whole season, dude. So I'm planning on stacking my freezers up this year.
You know,
Trev, I gotta run and do bedtime.
Appreciate you, Tom. Thanks for jumping on, man. We, as always.
Nice to meet you, sir. Nice to meet you.
Tom. Hey, Trev, you talked about population.
Johnny, you should get with Tom and have him on your podcast.
Hey, I'm gonna throw the invitation out there to anybody that listens to the podcast. You know, when we started this podcast, I wanted it to be, hey, you reach out to us. You know, you got a story to tell. I don't give a damn if it's a button buck that got you pumped up. So my invitation out there, Average Joe's Hunting Podcast. Look us up on Instagram. Reach out to us. I'd love to have anybody on the podcast.
Shameless plug. No, but
thank you. Thanks for giving me the platform, guys.
Hey, you anytime, Johnny. You're welcome here any day of the week, buddy.
But that raises a good point, right? So if you're a weekend warrior, Connecticut, you only have Saturdays. Even if you have Saturday and Sundays, you know, we'll say prime time, like last couple weeks of October and 3 weeks of November, you know, up until Thanksgiving's like the best time of the year, right? You're looking at, you know, 6 to 12 days of hunting, period. Right?
Yeah.
Not hunting during the week. That's if you can get out every Saturday and every Sunday for 6 weeks. So if that's the only amount of time that you can dedicate in a tree for the whole deer season, how are you going to justify putting on 300 miles during shed season and pounding cameras and running 27 trail cameras and all the batteries and the costs that come with that and the road scouting and driving around glassing fields every night all summer, and you only get to hunt 10 times? Like, that's tough.
Yeah, it is tough.
That's tough.
Yeah, but you can look at that two ways, though, right? I mean, if you only had, say, 10 to 15 times the hunt, right, you would want to do all that scouting, right? So those 10 or 15 times you went into woods were like the best spots, the best possible areas that you could be in, right? So you would want to do as much, right? Literally beat your ass into the ground all through shed season, turkey season, scouting, preseason, snow on the ground, looking for the trails, looking for the different areas. Well, look where they're yarding up, look at all these different things. So then when you only had those 10 or 15 times, you're not fumbling around thinking like, shit, that looks like a good tree. Let me just sit there and see what happens.
Yeah.
Right? Or you could look at it the other way. It's like, woe is me. I only got 10 times to hunt.
I'm just going to wing it.
Fuck it. Right? Yeah. We'll just wing it. Right? This looks like a great spot. Doe comes through. We'll see what happens. Me, I would rather put absolute most amount of time that I could do on off season so that those 10 times that I went in the woods, I knew that potentially those 10 times I could shoot a deer, 120 inch, say it's a 120 inch deer, right? If that's what you're looking for, you could shoot a 120 inch deer, right? You know they're there. Like, you know that deer was there. So, I mean, you can look at it two ways.
Yeah, you would have that intel.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, without a doubt.
I agree 100% because you're maximizing efficiency, right? So if you're going to only got a handful of days to hunt, you want the increase your odds the best of your ability, and all that scouting and all that stuff's going to put you in the best position. But also, none of that scouting guarantees shit, right?
They don't.
So
No.
if you dedicate, and I'm not saying this for me, right? I'm just saying just in general. If you dedicate all this time into it and the season comes and goes and you don't have success, then the following year, like, I think it weighs on people, and it's like you got to keep that motivation, that dedication that I think everybody wants success every single year, and every time they step in the woods, they're going to see big bucks and all that stuff, and you got to have that grind in you that, like, there's no guarantee, and you got to trust the process, like Tom said earlier, and keep after. I have no idea what he's laughing at.
God
But you
only
gotta
knows.
I'm just thinking about when you were getting mad during turkey season. You're like, all right, I'm mad. I'm dialing in now.
I'm dialed in. Yeah. We were having fun. Now we're mad.
Now we're mad.
But
Mad's good though. Mad's good.
yeah, that's what I tried to tell Eric. If I get mad, that's good. Shit's gonna die. But yeah, I feel like a lot of guys, right? it's easy to lose motivation if you're not seeing what you want to see, and you put in, now you're second guessing everything. Man, I spent all this time and all this money and all this energy, and like I could be home with the kids and this, that, and the other thing. And
Yeah,
I'm not.
it's nice at home on the couch.
Right. Yeah. It's nice and warm. I'm not getting wet. But yeah, you got to trust God. You have to trust the process and trust all the hard work that you put in leading up to that season.
Well, the other thing
you
too,
can dial in. Like you can like hunt hard on the weekends. But how many weekends have we seen so far this year where like every Saturday or Sunday like it's raining, like downpouring, and say like during October, November comes along, and all of a sudden that cold front's coming in Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and you're stuck at your job and you can't get that time off.
So
and then
that's why you gotta be
75,
self-employed.
then it's 80 degrees back on Saturday and Sunday again.
self-employed for sure. That's
why you gotta be self-employed. It sucks, but you can just say, "Oh, I gotta take a personal day."
Yeah, my goldfish is sick.
Yeah. My dog needs me. It's sad.
Well,
sorry.
Well, think about it. Some of the the big buck killers that we know locally, like they literally will not start actually hunting until the last week in October, first week in November. Like literally won't hunt. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll put all the time and effort in, like Steve was saying, and like they'll you're gonna get more success that way because you put in all that time and effort. I mean, nothing is guaranteed. We know nothing is guaranteed, but I guess it's you just got to put in the time where you can.
Yep.
Quick thing. You were talking about how you thought it might affect like the deer hunting like on Sundays. What about the turkeys for like Connecticut? Turkey hunting on Sundays. How's that?
Well, it can't get any worse. I mean, it can't get any worse. So I mean, Sunday shit. Might as well shoot the last of them that are walking around. I mean, what the hell?
Did they pass it for turkey too?
Yeah, but it's still only going to be private. So I don't really think it's going to be that big of a deal because the guys that are lumping them up on private property are already lumping them up on private. Like it's at least going to protect those elusive public land turkeys.
Yeah, the ones that 65 people are hunting.
I wish I had every bird.
The ones that get underneath the feeders, those are ones.
Hey, easy with the feeder birds. Those are my favorite birds.
Yeah, Trev, I've heard this story several times on the podcast. Trev just rides around in freaking neighborhoods and look for them eating underneath of a bird feeder. Then he goes, sets up and calls them over into the adjacent property. Yeah, I know how Trev works.
Yeah, Granny's feeder, she gets them nice and fat, and then Trev just sneaks in the back there and calls them in.
Hey,
Trev's got every bird feeder that borders state land marked on Onyx.
Oh, it's on a pin. Yeah, he's got them pinned.
Everyone was pinned.
Unfortunately, this past year, because of inflation, nobody put bird seed out.
Yeah, that's why I had the worst turkey season ever. Either I've killed every bird feeder bird within 50 miles of my house, or nobody's putting out bird seed. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I actually learned tariffs. We don't have any imported sunflower seeds anymore.
I really had to learn how to turkey hunt. That was the worst. Fucking sucks.
Did you bring any sunflower seed back from Canada from your bear hunt there, Steve or Trev?
No, I didn't get the order.
I was thinking I think it was.
They wouldn't have let it over anyways. They would have said, that was fresh or something.
Steve, was
fresh
it
produce?
Steve, was it?
Right, they were going to confiscate the banana bread that Seth was eating, for Christ's sake.
Steve, was it your idea to give out free bird feeders to all people near public land? Like drive around and tell them that you.
Yeah, we were in Maryland.
I think so.
Because you were like,
knocking on the door. I promise I'm not selling insurance.
No, Trev was getting frustrated because he was like, we weren't really getting on birds in Maryland, and Trev's like, Jesus Christ, does nobody around here use bird feeders? And I was like, oh. We should start a business where we supply bird feeders to like old ladies and just knock on their door. We could dress in the shirt like Eric's wearing right now and be like, hello, ma'am, how are you? Like, we're with the Wild Bird Federation, and we're, doing the study, and we're trying to, encourage the life expectancy of the, northeast bluebird, and we're going to offer you this free bird feeder, and we'll even fill it for you. All you have to do is sit here and watch them every day, and when it gets low, we'll come fill it for you. And then
Good shit.
Then we just get on Onyx and find the houses where we would want bird feeders, and then we'll just go knock on their door and be like, "Hey, man, would you like this free bird feeder?"
Genius.
Oh, man. I'm crying.
Next new business adventure. Who's in?
We can get Pittman to make bird feeders. He's a little
tailgate talk. Instead of tailgate talk.
Yeah, I'll make the feeders for you, and then you just sell them.
Yeah,
all natural.
Yeah. Perfect.
Free bird seed. Buy bird feeder, free bird seed.
Yeah.
Tailgate talk compared to bird feeders walking.
Upcharge, we can supply them with a Tacticam reveal, and so they don't miss a minute of the bird action. You know. Here you go, man. Here.
You gonna supply the subscription?
This camera's here for you, so you can get pictures of your birds at your bird feeder. Meanwhile, it's linked to my phone.
Oh, the joys.
Dylan, you on Maryland too, or just Delaware?
Oh,
I'm in Delaware, but I'm like the Maryland line's like 15 minutes away.
Yeah, what up with them turkeys, dude? In Maryland, they're weird.
I don't know, dude.
Huh?
I don't know, dude. Guys did pretty good this season. The clients that we ran, they all shot birds. But
I was gonna say you weren't liking it because I'm on the Killers Gonna Kill group, and I already knew you weren't liking in putting your clients on birds.
oh yeah, dude.
Maybe it was just Steven Trap.
Yes,
They didn't like it. It smelled weird.
So Delaware, a little bit of a bust. There were some birds. We had some birds here, but Maryland was definitely for sure better this season.
Not when I was there.
No, Maryland's a
Dylan's
tough.
got the right
I hate
feeders. That's
Maryland.
why.
I hate Maryland and I hate Virginia. Those are my two least favorite places to hunt in this country. I hate those states with a passion.
And Rhode Island.
No, Rhode Island's fine. We have a love-hate. I mean, that's a whole different story. Rhode Island's a different story. You know what pisses me off the most is Steve goes there for 2 hours and shoots a bird every single opening morning in Rhode Island. I'll hunt for a week, bro, and I can't even. Whatever. It is what it is. There's no bird feeders.
I'll get you a Rhode Island bird next year. Don't worry.
We're working on that, Steve.
I should have went to his pins on opening day. Nobody would even have known that I was there, but I respectfully didn't go in there because I knew he wanted to go hunting there.
You still wouldn't have killed any. I still would have killed them the next day when I got there. So it wouldn't have mattered.
It would have made me feel better.
The day you went.
Yeah. It would have made me feel better.
There's no way you would have hunted my pins anyways. It's so far. There's no bird feeders anywhere near that area.
Yeah.
We're in the middle of the state forest.
Trev sends a picture. Traveled 0.2 miles. No birds yet.
What's that?
I said Trev travels like 0.2 miles. No birds yet. Gonna turn around, go back to the truck, head to the bird feeder.
Yeah. I'm just gonna drive around Road Scout the rest of the day. Maybe I'll see one in the field.
I've killed a lot of birds that way. You can't knock it, all right?
Strike one from the truck.
Next bird, next cut.
Chris knows how it is, man. You start out early in the morning and you take a nice long walk out in the woods and you're cutting and you listening and you hit the call. And you do this big loop and you get back to the truck and you're like, all right, let's go up the road. I know another spot. And you park the truck and you get out and you walk and nothing. And then by like 10 o'clock, you're like, let's just drive around. Maybe we'll hear one from the road. And then even when you start doing that, right? Like you pull up to a spot, you get out, you walk to the front of the truck. Yep. All right, get back in the truck, drive down the road. You get out. You walk to the front of the truck. Couple hours of that, you don't even get out of the truck anymore. You're just calling out the window.
Yeah, and then you point because you heard it that way, and you're like, no, I heard it that way.
I'm not even going to shut the truck off. Just call out the window.
Just call. He ain't going to answer anyways. Then you end up beeping the horn.
Yeah, then with like 15 minutes left, you just honk the horn and hope one gobbles.
Real quick, Zach Duran didn't jump on, but he said, "Hey boys, I'm bouncing on here and on and off here, but I wanted to say congratulations on 300. Love the show. Keep it up. I started listening a year or two ago, and I liked it enough to go all the way back and listen to every episode. Now it's every single week. So,
awesome.
Thanks, Zach. We appreciate you, buddy. But yeah, no. Then you just end up beeping the horn. Oh, Mama Podcast jumped on too.
Who?
Miss Mama McGillicuddy jumped on
nice.
and said congratulations for 300. Sorry, I just want to shout out those people because a lot of people don't want to come on and talk. So,
Yeah, I might not want to get on
Tough
here.
group.
What's that?
Yeah,
It's a
but
rough.
dude,
It's a rough
Very
group.
tough group.
It is a
Get
tough
fresh.
group.
no, but seriously, dude, 300 episodes, dude, that is a feat. And I want to congratulate you personally. I know what it takes to. I think we're 64 or 65 in on our podcast, so I know how hard it is. I know what kind of work it takes. So, no, dude, congratulations, y'all.
Thanks, Johnny. We appreciate you,
Yep.
man. It was the both of us struggling through the craziness. It's. Could you imagine? I don't want to beat a dead horse too bad, but could you imagine if we still had the original podcast? We'd be over 600 episodes right now.
Yeah. Right?
That would be wild. That would be
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah, no, I don't. I honestly, I kind of didn't see that coming from the original anyway. But the dude was a legend in his own mind. So
It's what made it entertaining, though.
no, it was entertaining for sure.
We were talking about that in the beginning. Steve was, and how entertaining it was.
You mean it's the real? I don't even want to say his name. I just remember the one story where he was texting and said, "You mean this is the real Rock?" I'm like,
Oh
dude,
my
come on, nobody said that to you, bro.
Joe Rogan. He said Joe Rogan said that to him.
Yeah, I remember that.
You remember that, Steve? Y'all remember that? Oh fuck! Oh, sorry.
No,
you're
you
fine.
can swear
Fuck
here. It's fine.
Oh, dude, it was definitely entertaining, to say the least.
Yep.
I remember
And like you said, Trev, I know you don't want to beat a dead horse, but there was one thing that just pissed me off so bad during that, that tenure of the podcast where you got banned for doing something wrong, okay, publicly. But yet this dude had no problem posting a video on his social media going 120 some miles an hour on his bike.
Hey.
You know what I mean? And then you got banned for doing something in trouble. Dude, that pissed me off so bad.
John, you know what I always say? Why drink and drive when you can ride and fly? Or whatever. What was it? Something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why drink and drive when you can speed and fly?
Yeah. I was drinking a beer in a passenger seat of a truck where in a state where you're allowed open. He just wanted that control, right? That's just what it is. But now
he had Trev in the back room writing on the chalkboard like Bart Simpson. I will not drink beer in the passenger seat of a car again. I will not drink beer in the back of the passenger seat again.
Oh my god.
But yet here you are, and who's standing tall now? Congratulations, brother. Way to stick with it.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you. He don't worry. He got plenty of control where he's going. I can assure you that.
I bet he don't have problems with constipation.
Oh, guys, we really appreciate you guys jumping on. It's 300's been awesome. It's been an absolute blessing to get to this far, to be honest with you. And I don't know how we made it this far, to be honest with you. And hopefully another 300 to go. But as always, I guess we can ask everybody what drives them outdoors. I mean, that's what we are, right? I mean, what better place, time, and Johnny, why don't you kick it off for us, dude? I want to hear what drives you outdoors, my friend.
What drives me outdoors is that's my place. That's my happy place. That's my center. That's where when I'm outdoors, I have no worries. It's just that brings me my peace. No matter what's going on throughout the week, all the turmoil, the worrying about this, worrying about that. When I'm sitting in a tree or I'm at a river fishing, I'm just there. I'm enjoying every single second of it, and that's my peace.
Dylan, what drives you outdoors, buddy?
Man, I'd say, it'd pretty much be my faith and my family and friends, man. Without them and without the great outdoors and guys like you, it wouldn't be full circle, and it wouldn't be worth being out there in it. So that's pretty much it for me. and then big ass whitetail deer, that drive me wild, buddy.
Oh yeah.
Pretty much it, man. That's pretty much it for me, man.
What did Eric snap off right when we was about to ask him what drove him outdoors,
He's
bro?
snapping one off, that's for sure.
Oh my god. Hey, Chris, what drives you outdoors, buddy?
I mean the camaraderie, like when we were fishing and the turkey hunting. I mean, that's what it's all about, man. Doing this with you guys, like just being around. I mean, sharing everything, the fish, the deer, the turkeys, like that's what keeps you going. That's what, when you don't have that to share with somebody, like it gets stale, like to kill a deer or to catch a fish. I mean, you can only do that so many times, and then it's like, why am I doing it? Just my own personal pleasure. Like it's just the camaraderie, man. It's the getting together. It's the fun. I mean, the animal is just like, I don't know, like that's just the cherry on the top. I mean, the whole getting together is what drives me every time.
Oh, Eric, you came back just in time,
There he
dude.
is.
Eric,
Stay right.
what drives you outdoors? You lagging?
Probably getting out there, not knowing what's around. Next to the
Oh,
bender.
he's shot.
You sound like Elon.
Yep. See ya. Stevie, what drives you outdoors, buddy?
Oh, I think it's the process and the challenge, right? So if it was all about just the the end goal and the result, I wouldn't do half the shit that I do, right? It's going from, conquering private land to like, oh shit, let me see if I can do this on public from a saddle and film it. Or, I know I can kill a turkey in Connecticut, but let me drive to Vermont with Eric and see if I can kill a turkey there. Or let me decide I'm going to fly fish, and I know I can go catch trout in this hole, but let me see if I can force feed them a pale morning dun spinner on a and it's just like to me it's introducing variables and more challenging to maybe increase the reward, and it's a constant search of challenging myself to become better.
I'd have to agree with that. I think the thing that for me that drives me outdoors, I think is honestly the camaraderie and that continuing challenge, right? In the camaraderie, you surround yourself with people that are way more elite and better than everything that you do. And I think as the podcast we were talking to kind of bring this full circle is you have those guests on to then be around those people and make yourself a better outdoorsman and challenge yourself like Stevie was saying and really put yourself to that next limit. And the whole thing with the podcast is that it makes me want to go out there and do it again and again and again. And I just honestly, this whole thing and this camaraderie and these people and everybody that we've met and been part of and shake hands with and give hugs to and see, like I would have never met Johnny. I would have never met Dylan. I never would have met the boys in Illinois, Iowa. There's people from all over the country that this screen has brought all of us together as friendships. You pick out literally the most perfect people in the country, and this is what does it. It picks them out. It's those people, and that's what drives me outdoors. That didn't make any sense, but that's okay. That's normal for me.
It actually made perfect sense because with us doing what we're doing now with our podcast, just like you said, I have met some pretty incredible people that we're all now friends with. I mean, they'll send me a text, hey, look here, look what I got, or what do you think about this? Like I said, we're nowhere near where you are at, but like you said, the amount of people, the cool people that we all have the same interest. It's been a pretty cool ride, and like I said, Trev, you were because we got when you all were on the podcast on episode 21, I got the idea from Steve. Steve had the the idea of Tales from the Tailgate, correct?
Yep, that's his.
That is where I got the idea for this show from.
Mm.
So if it wasn't for you guys, I may not even be here. So I appreciate it, guys.
You know,
I'll take those royalties.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. We just, like I said, we discussed that on the podcast.
Yeah.
That's where I originally came up with the idea for Average Joe's Hunting Podcast.
John,
You know, that's the one thing that I take away from being on the podcast the most. Is anytime I get feedback from a listener or somebody where they reach out with some kind of motivation that they give me credit for. And I don't really think I, seek that. But something like that, like, hey, I started this podcast because of something you said or you thought of. I'll tell a quick story real quick. Last week I'm at the dentist, or 2 weeks ago I had to go to the dentist twice in like 2 weeks. So the first time I'm there, I'm always talking to my dentist about the outdoors and stuff like that. He's a little bit of an outdoorsman, and something to come up about archery. Well, the dental assistant, very young, like right out of college, probably 21, 22-year-old girl. She's from like upstate New York. Me and Doc are talking. I go back in like 2 weeks later, and she's like, "Hey, I just want to let you know, I went back home to visit my parents last weekend, and I got my bow out, and I went to the archery shop and bought a new target and started shooting my bow again. And it was because you were in here. I heard you talking about archery, and it made me want to shoot my bow again." And I'm like, speechless. I'm like, that. What do you say? But it made me feel good that somehow, some way, I inspired her. Exact words were, "I inspired her to start shooting archery again."
That's awesome.
Wasn't my intention.
You're a good guy, Steve.
I wasn't telling her like you got to shoot your bow, but just from a conversation I was having, it inspired her to get back into archery, and I'm like, that's freaking awesome.
Very good.
I think that's what's brought me this far and to continuing to do this, because this whole podcast could have been dead in the water a long time ago. And I think that that's exactly 100% the reason why I continue to do this. And it's funny is like, because there were so many listeners that had touched my heart from the beginning, from the start when I started this a long time ago, and then to leave those people stranded and not be part of that, because there were so many people that would reach out daily. And, Steve gets people that reach out to him personally. They might not connect with me, and that's fine. Like, we have different people that we connect with because we have different personalities. And that's awesome. That's great, because Steve might touch different people than I touch. But the thing is that those people continuing to just say to you, like, dude, you really inspired me to drive across the country and go do this. And Steve's probably gotten it where, oh, you really inspired me to go do this and go turkey hunt here, or go to Canada, or go here, go there. Like, that's huge. That's awesome. We hope people go out of their realm a ton. And on the business side of it, like, we would go to get sponsor spaces and this, that, and the other thing, right? Say it was whatever it was at the point when we were like really trying to push for sponsors and really grow this monetarily and whatever else. And they would be like, oh, what's your listenership? And we would tell them the listenership and whatever it was. And you know what? I hated telling listenership, because even one listener is worth $1 million to me. Because even if there's one listener, that's worth $1 million to me, because that one person, we could change their lives in any way, shape, or form. They might not be a deer hunter, but they are a pheasant hunter, and now they go and they do that. Like, we changed their lives. So when it comes to a monetary thing, I don't really use those numbers, because they really don't mean anything to me. We touch those people in so many different ways that, like, it's not even, you can't even put it in a dollar form, right? Like, that's just, for me, that's what it is. Honestly, it's kind of crazy.
Agreed.
It's kind of crazy. Well, boys, we really appreciate you guys jumping on and taking the time with us. I'm glad that we did it, and we got to see some faces that have been around for quite some time with us, and it really means a lot to us. Steve, you have any closing regards you want to leave on before we close this thing off?
Don't suck.
I think I said, what's that, Chris?
I said, don't suck.
Yeah. Embrace the suck, caffeine, nicotine, and hate, and keep on.
That's it.
Johnny, Dylan, Chris.
No, I really did have.
Okay, go ahead.
I mean, pretty much what we were just saying, but like, I definitely encourage everybody to at least challenge yourself to step out of your comfort zone. Don't just keep doing the same thing that you do, year in and year out, whether it be, if it's as simple as you're, only hunt private land, go explore some public land. Hunt one time on public land. If all you hunt is, ladder stands and presets, like maybe dabble into mobile hunting. Or if you're turkey hunting is the easiest, man. If you only hunt your home state, do one turkey hunt out of state. Like just do something out of the norm, and you'll be amazed at how much it will help you grow and become a better hunter.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It really will. It really honestly will. You would shock yourself in what you were capable of somewhere else.
You're way more capable of what you realize, man. You just got to get out there, get uncomfortable, and apply yourself, and you'll be mind blown about what you can do and what you can accomplish, man. It's insane.
Well, boys, we appreciate you. We appreciate all of the listeners that have taken the time, met us at shows, listened to podcasts, whatever the case may be, reached out to us. The love is it's empowering. It really is. We thank every single one of you guys that take the time to listen to us every single week. I'm sorry to all of you that listen to us every single week, but I thank you guys a lot. And for everybody else, continue and thank you for taking the ride right here on the Outdoor Drive.
Peace.
Later.
Hey guys, this is Melissa Bachman. Are you ready to stop spooking deer before it's even time to hunt them? Then you need the new Flex S Dark cellular trail camera from SpyPoint. With a no-glow flash option, long-lasting solar power, and a ton of settings that can be changed anytime through the SpyPoint app, there are no more excuses for letting your deer get wise before the season even starts. So check it out for yourself and see why the SpyPoint Flex S Dark is the unstoppable and undetectable scouting tool you need for your next hunt.
Habitat loss is the greatest threat to our flats fisheries. That's why Bonefish and Tarpon Trust has been committed to restoring and conserving essential fish habitat for more than 25 years. From Florida to Belize, from the Bahamas to Mexico, we're restoring natural flows, replanting mangroves, and opposing unwise coastal development. But we can't do it alone. Help us bring science to the fight for the future of the fisheries we love. Become a member today at btt.org.